Thank you, everybody. My name's James Ellis. I'm Head of Sales at VisiLean. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about who we are and what we do. But we've recently working with one of our large customers in Germany. We've built a Takt planning module specifically, but releasing it into the industry, putting collaborative planning with Takt and also Lean. So a little bit just about the company first. So anybody that doesn't know who VisiLean is, was originally developed in a university for academic purposes only. It was our CEO who was doing his PhD and his master's on Lean and BIM, and he came up with the concept of developing a tool called VisiLean. It was very successful, released to national highways in the UK for a proof of concept. Very successful project. They mandated Lean on the back end of this, but they decided to commercialise this, where we went off to Finland, and in 2015 we was formed as a company. We are now running in over 20 countries. We are heavily involved in Lean and BIM, in all academic purposes, and yeah, we're working with partners around the world with 3 offices as well. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about the solution and the process. So VisiLean allows us to import any schedule from any solution in minutes, whether it's P6, ASTA, VICO, MSP, Excel. We can also create plans in VisiLean. We also have the ability to import sub-plans from other solutions. So when we're working on large complex projects and we have a master schedule in Primavera, and you have a trade that's using ASTA or MSP, we can import all of their schedules in sub-plans inside of the one solution. What VisiLean has been able to do is create multiple screens that allow us to take it to the next level. So as you can see here, we can track commitments and map constraints, breaking the schedule down from a level 1, 2, or 3 program to a level 4, 5, 6, or 7 using the Lean methodology and the last planner system. On top of that, we have now introduced the Takt planning, where we can create sequences, and I'm going to focus and show you a little bit on that solution in a moment, just some features. But as we know that there is Excel as well that a lot of people use, so we have a screen that looks identical to Excel to simplify the process. And we also have the ability to do auto scheduling, and it's got a full CPM mode for critical path method, and allows us to do everything as a planning tool would as well. So visualization is key. We're all here dealing with Lean and looking at reducing the waste and saving and stuff like that, but it all comes down to visualization as well. It's not just about the process. So we have a lot of people and stakeholders involved along the way, different types of projects, different types of processes. We have the Gantt view, which is directly the planning screen. People that are used to planning will be able to continue to work in the planning method using the planning solution. On top of that, we have the scheduler, which is a digital last planner system, as I said, where we can look at the 2-week, the 4-week, the 8-week, the 12-week look ahead, and be able to break the activities down. And then for projects that are more repetitive, manufacturing or residential, commercial, where we have a workflow of sequences, we've got the Takt, which I will come on to. On top of that, what we take to the next level is, and it's not mandatory, but it's becoming more and more popular with the word BIM as well being brought into this, is that we have the ability to do 4D simulation as well. Using Autodesk Forge, built into the platform, we can actually do a full simulation of the project as it's moving forward, planned versus actual. But we can go to the next level, and we can look at planned versus actual in real time, just by using a vertical scroll bar that allows me to visually see where we are today. The other aspect of this is not just about just a visualization and nice to look at, is the fact that we can use this in the design phase for tracking version control, design issues, and track every single detail at the click of a button from the beginning that it was originally implemented to the changes that happen. And then when we're using the last planner system, we can look further into the future and using the 12-week look ahead, where we can forecast and look at the model on the screen with the last planner system, which will allow the trades to see where they're going to be working visually. It really helps with the visualization. What we're talking around the Takt planning is, I've put some screens shots to give you an insight of what we're doing. We've now obviously created the Takt planning where it will allow us to repeat the sequences. We can actually copy the entire sequence and create zones, levels, locations, dragging and dropping in a click of a button, which makes it a lot easier to moving forward. So the difference that VisiLean has is that we have a direct integration with all the platforms. So whether you're Takting or you're doing LPS or you're just using the GAN, at any point we can change the view and click on the other modules. So if I build a Takt plan, but my team are used to Excel, we click on the Excel button and it will actually look and feel of Excel. So all integrated, all interlinked, and view all of your projects in one go. On top of that, which you see a glimpse of there, is the full 2D element of this. We can do full 2D markups within the platform, allowing us to create the zones, the locations, helps visually when you're doing your short-term programs and building your Takts as well, to be able to visualize where the activities come up. Now, one of the key aspects of VisiLean is the mobile app. This is all integrated throughout the platform. So when we create an activity in the system, we assign it to the trade. The trade receives the task in advance. VisiLean uses the full make-ready process to be able to go in and say, I have received my task, I've seen the drawings, I have the manpower, etc. And when they accept it, it will change color in the system. So it visually allows us to see the activities that are coming up and which ones have been accepted. On top of this, we can attach photos, videos, signature capture, and also the ability, when we complete the task, it sends it to the handover team seamlessly to actually quality check the work. And once the quality checking has then been processed, it then notifies the next person in the chain to say you can start your activity earlier. So this is all about optimizing, not just about is the system a nice look and simple to use, it's all about the fact that we're reducing waste. We've also got maps now included into the platform. Really works powerful with infrastructure projects. So if I want to actually create my activities based on an infrastructure road or rail, we can see progress as it's happening along the satellite view or even the street view. So this allows me to, as you can see here, I've got activities on the street view there, working myself down, and as you click on one of the sections of the task, it will actually come up and tell me where we are and actually who accesses the task. Okay, all of this can be communicated with the worker as well out in the field. Now, we talked about the Takt and we talked about LPS, but there's more software coming into the industry. There's people using drones and reality capture, and you know, we're all trying different things. The whole idea of VisiLean is not just about can we do lean, can we do Takt. It's actually about reducing waste even further and how we can bring other platforms together. Planning, BIM models, document management, reality capture, drones, AI, all of this, ERP, we've integrated with quite a lot of systems. We have more to come so that you can bring everything together under one platform. Instead of moving over to multiple different solutions, we can see this in one platform. And I come on to the last slide, and this is the most important, really, because we have lots of different software. And people do different things, different ways, and there's some great solutions out there. But what is most important is the ability to actually reduce the delays, the handovers, the costs, and waste. And that's what we're all trying to do. Whether you're the client, you're the owner, you're the consultant, the general contractor, it doesn't matter. We are all trying to get to the same goal. VisiLean has got a team of civil engineers, lean experts, and architects that are on our part of our team. And these are actual snippets from case studies that we have done with customers. So on every implementation, you will always get a full implementation, whether it's 3 or 6 months initially, where we actually come in and we educate the culture. We can help with lean consultancy, workshops, and we also have the ability to then work with you to collaborate and to run the weekly sessions. These are actual key savings. We had another one which in Norway recently, where they actually, we're not allowed to talk about the client, they won't allow us to see the case study, but they completed the project 3 months early, saving 5 million euros. And that was done via VisiLean. The public sector won't allow us to share, but this is the whole importance of this. Software is great, but the process is better, but it's working together. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, are there any questions? Okay, then I have to make the icebreaker again. Okay. So my question is, grateful thanks for the overview of the application and of the functions of it. But what's your vision? Can you give us a look 5 or 7 years in the future? What's the vision? What's your vision of collaborative planning and tacting with your tool? What's the next
Good
level?
question. With the tool, there's always new stuff coming. AI seems to be the biggest conversation at the moment. AI is coming. There are tools that are just Inspector, which has got a great tool, but that can only get better. From VisiLean's vision, we aim to bring that back a step before, because we're all planning, and we have BIM teams designing models, and then we try to tie the two together. What we want to look at envisaging is AI will not predict where we're going to be and how we're going to complete the job, because every project has obstacles, constraints. What we can do is, with our tool, is look at building the model and putting the packages and the trades in at the point of creating an object. So if we created a concrete a column, for instance, we know that it needs X amount of trades to work on that. And eventually we will, from the BIM model, be able to say that this is this dimension. And with AI tools coming into it as well, we will be able to build the plan back the other way. So the idea being to reduce that element at the beginning from a design team. Also, with all the other features that are coming, we will just continue to develop and enhance as the market trends go.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Very interesting. Other questions? Yeah, there's one question.
Hi.
Hello.
David from Spectre. Thanks for the presentation. How do you handle model changes during the execution phase? For example, if there's a concrete wall that changes into masonry while you have already planned everything in VisiLean.
So if you mean change the object or the element changes?
Yes, exactly, yeah.
It tracks version control of the model. So it doesn't matter if you rename it, rechange it, it will not drop the links. It will actually highlight in the system that if you delete an object, that you had activities linked to that object. If you add a new object into the system, it will tell you don't have any activities linked to the object, but at the same time, any version control, resizing, removing is fully tracked in the platform.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Next question.
Thanks, James, for the presentation. I also have a question about the linking the data from process to like the elements from the BIM model. How do you think is this possible? For example, when I'm a construction manager in like a couple of years, how can you easily connect building elements with the process steps?
Yeah, so as it stands, that's doable as it is now, but it's evolution of and working with the customer to understand that we have a model and we have a plan. So the idea being is with customers that we've been doing the BIM aspect with, at the beginning, manual linking all the way. When we get evolving, we then start to discuss with the design team, let's create a parameter in the BIM model that's going to match the parameter of the location structure in the plan at the very beginning will allow us to do the joint linking. So it's only about the education and the learning phase at the beginning, but it can be done now. So, it's good.
Maybe here the question, do you think it makes sense that the design team is like putting a parameter, or does it make more sense that the construction manager is adding a parameter because he knows the information?
Yeah, I mean, it depends once again on the project, the culture, how the company are doing. We have some companies in the US that are terrible with the VDC side or the BIM side of it, and the construction team lead on it, but it really depends. So it depends on the case, but yes, either or, depending on the case and the customer.
Okay. Martin.
Yeah, I want to add, my name is Martin Siljakus. I'm also with James in VisiLean. So I want to answer you, Hamid, and add to what James just said. So I think we will see a few years down the line, we will see semi-automated or almost automated creation of parts of schedules from the model. I definitely think that's going to be happening. The question is how detailed and how kind of complex is the question. But yes, this is the trend and this is the way we're going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 1 second. Okay.
Hi, Janis from Bau. Are you already capable of enriching the model with the information of the Takt plan, for example, or of the work schedule?
So, what, the Takt to the 3D model? You mean?
Yes. So can you write the information as when is it planned to be constructed, so the 40 into the model, and then maybe even put in the actual time when it was constructed, like in as-built?
It works, not from the Takt yet. The Takt is new, so we've only just done, so the 3D, 4D scheduling and that side of it is all connected to the LPS. Takt is a brand new module. It's coming down the line, but it's not there yet to do that feature, unfortunately. It will be, but it's not there.
But from the other planning tools, you can write into the model?
No, unfortunately, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, James, thank you very much. Yeah, just have it left on the table.